Hi, I'm Jess Chen, class of 2012, and I'm here with Professor Kohn, who teaches the economics class, Financial Markets and Intermediaries. During my first class in your Financial Markets and Intermediaries class, you said that if I wanted the Camp Dartmouth experience, I should leave now, and this would be the first and last lecture you give.
Yeah.
Students have also described you as perceptive, engaging, intense, direct and to the point, and highly effective. Can you describe your teaching style to me and why you think this has been so effective?
Yeah, it's basically a Socratic method. I try to limit myself to asking questions. I don't sort of explain things or tell people the answer. I just ask a succession of questions to try to get them to think about it and come to the answer.
Why do you think this will help students in the future?
Passive learning doesn't really work. Sitting there and having people talk at you or give you answers to questions that you don't have is largely a waste of time. The only way that people learn is by actively trying to figure things out. And I think of myself more as a coach than a teacher. I sort of design the training regime and try and help people work their way through it, but they really have to do the work to learn.
Well, you're writing a book. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
My training as an economist was as a mathematical theorist, and I did that for quite a few years. And I came eventually to the conclusion that it wasn't really very useful, that sitting in an armchair and playing with mathematical equations doesn't actually tell you very much about how the economy works. While I was writing this textbook, in fact, I read some financial history, and I found that enormously informative. I learned a lot. So I had the idea that actually, by studying economic history, I could understand things better. And I started off thinking of doing a history of financial systems, and it sort of expanded. The book that I'm working on now is really an attempt to understand the process of economic development and growth, looking at pre-industrial Europe. Okay, so you have 1,000 years of experience of an area of the world that did actually develop, and I would like to try and understand how that happened. What I'm doing now is I thought that I should test my ideas on a different sample, on a different data set. So I've spent about actually a couple of years now studying pre-industrial China to see whether the theory I developed in Europe explains what happened in China reasonably well.
Aside from teaching your class, do you do anything else on campus to help foster student involvement? Together
with Professor Doug Irwin, for the last few years, we've been running reading groups in economics where we read and discuss various books. And the idea has been to sort of deal with the bigger questions, the larger issues that seem, you never actually get to them in the economics class. You're busy doing sort of all sorts of technical things.
Since you're not teaching courses this term, do you have any projects or events lined up?
This term, on the 1st of May, we're hosting Dirk Mathieu, who's going to come and give a talk. It's called the Last Chance Talk in Economics. And the idea is that seniors who've managed to get through 4 years at Dartmouth without taking any economics would have an opportunity in 2 hours to at least hear the sort of most important basic ideas to take away with them.
Thank you, Professor Kohn, for sitting down and speaking to us today. I truly enjoyed taking your class. I personally recommend taking Professor Kohn's Financial Markets and Intermediaries class for a truly unique experience. And for seniors out there, check out the Last Chance Talk on May 1st.